So Annie, thank you for coming.
Pleasure.
I wanted to interview you because I'm a woman and I've looked up to you all my life. I've always called you the best colourist in the world.
Thank you.
So I want to know a little bit about your journey.
But I was always fascinated with hair when I was a kid. I don't know why. And when I was due to leave school, they dragged me into all these offices, right? With these, in those days, they weren't computers, they were called comptometers, great big horrible things, and people were sitting there staring at them. Oh, and I said, well, you know, I quite like hair, I think I'll be a hairdresser. Oh, no, that's not very good.
Oh, no.
You don't want to do that. Why do you want to do that? And had a very mad auntie, right? And she said, okay, I'll take you. We'll find you a job. So we got on the bus, we went to the West End and we walked all the way around. We went down Curzon Street, went into Freddie French's, we went into loads of places. So we ended up in Knightsbridge and we went into this salon called Biagio, and he chatted to me and he said, oh yes, I like you. You can start.
Oh.
So I thought, oh, that's great. After everybody else saying, no, we've got no jobs, I thought, oh, I was thrilled. So that was my first job. After 18 months in Knightsbridge, I trotted along to Bond Street and worked for a guy called Josie Powell. And he decided he was going to go to South Africa. And he sold the salon to a guy that was totally unknown. So in trots this guy, sits down, talks to all the staff, and he said, anybody that wishes to stay, I'd be very happy for them to stay and work with me. Can I answer any questions? Does anybody want to know any more? Is there anybody that would like to come with me? So I said, oh yeah, I come. And everybody else said, no thanks.
Oh.
And he said, oh, I'm sorry. They said, well, we've never heard of you and we don't know you. And so they all dispersed and I stayed on. And that was how I started with Vidal, and that was Vidal Sassoon, and that's the first time I met him.
What was your impression?
I just thought he was very nice.
Oh, he's lovely.
That's why I always used to say I was his mascot, because I came with the building. We didn't know it was going to be geometric because he was obviously doing a blunt cut the same as Biagio had been doing. But obviously he then developed it into an art and a science, really.
So how did you design the colour for all these different shapes?
Because it was all about the strong lines. At the beginning, we did a lot of dark hair. The first two-tone colour to be shot was Christopher Brooker's Firefly.
And you did colour for that?
Yeah. We both worked on that a long time.
Because
Christopher wanted it to be absolutely perfect. So many people had that, or variations of that.
I mean, you basically changed the world of hairdressing. You and Sassoon.
Yes, because Vidal always used to look at the face, and he always used to say, you know, you're doing it for that person in the chair. And of course, you then worked the balance of what the stylist was doing and how you would colour the hair. Everybody was just so into what each other was doing. There was always a conversation about it with the client.
Did they bring in pictures?
Oh, you'd be surprised what people used to bring in. They used to bring in pieces of wood. I want my hair that colour. And one lady, she used to bring in pieces of silk. I won't tell you where they came from. Fruit, all sorts of weird things they used to bring in. Can my hair look like this? It's like, you would say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Well, I want that. Now you used to say, well, if you want that, it's going to destroy your hair, and I'm not going to do that. But I could do this, this, and this. Yeah. But, you know, some people didn't like it. They would toddle off down the road. But most of the time, they came back later.
Yeah. Did you do a lot of highlights, or? I remember those rubber caps with the crochet hook. Or...
I never did a rubber cap because I thought I had one put on me once.
Oh, and
I was so spiteful I thought it was like torture. So I thought, well, I'm not going to put that on anybody. So when I did it, I always used foil.
So you probably invented that technique?
No, I didn't.
No?
That belongs to Daniel.
Ah. Daniel Galvin.
Well, he used to do a lot of highlights. So I didn't just do highlights. I think we should give that one to Daniel.
It's very sweet of you. You made your name, iconic name, as a real strong female.
Well, the only reason was because I would always stay late. You know, a lot of them, the girls would go home because they wanted to go out. And then later on they'd go home because they'd got married.
Yeah.
Or left because they had children or whatever. But, and I always used to be, you know, I would always leave with all the guys and then we'd go to the pub, have a drink before we went home. So I was always like one of them, really.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's
how you feel.
And I never got treated any differently. So I wasn't treated like a girl. I got treated like one of the boys.
Yeah, you had respect.
So I just went along with them.
I mean, you obviously love the profession.
Yes, if I could change it and do anything else, I don't think I would, because I've had such a fantastic time. I've been to so many different places and met so many different cultures and so many different people. And I've got so much pleasure and so much knowledge from everybody, because every day you learn something. You never, ever know everything.
No. So true.
So you just have to be open and like a sponge and take it all in.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you, my
Thank you
darling.
very much for asking.